I asked this on my community tab over on YouTube, which as of late, I've been going back to asking questions and whatnot to just pick people's brains. And I had asked which era had the best shonen anime. And with 32,000 votes, let's see here. Coming in last place, surprisingly, because there's 4 slots. I put the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the right now. And coming in at last place was the 2010s of My Hero, Black Clover, Dr. Stone. That whole era, literally out of 32,000 votes, got 2%.
Still moving on, still moving on. This is for my day ones. This is for my day ones.
Come on. So 640 people voted for My Hero, Black Clover, Dr. Stone. Out of 32,000. That's crazy. Then coming in third place was right now Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man with 5%. 1,300 or so, 1,400 people voted for Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man. It's shocking to me because if we're being honest, again, the question was which era had the best shonen anime. And realistically, quality-wise, no filler, straight up high-end animation and art like Demon Slayer and whatnot. Realistically, I think on paper, at the very least, the logical answer would be now. Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Chainsaw Man. Not as far as, well, because I'm asking the best shonen anime, not, ooh, this is tough. Because story-wise, you may not feel like Demon Slayer is the best. You may feel like, because I could easily right now come up with 3 complaints that people have for each of these shows, which are, you know, some of the biggest right now. Demon Slayer, people say that it's overrated. It's not the greatest story in the world. That's one of the things they'll say with that. Jujutsu Kaisen, convoluted, don't understand half the shit that's going on. And Chainsaw Man, it was a horny ride in part 1 and part 2 is shit. Like, that's what the complaints that people will say about it. But again, we're talking about shonen anime. And some people also say with Chainsaw Man that the anime didn't live up to the hype. You know, the director and whatnot didn't capture it per se. But either way, that's 5%. That's third place. So, again, fourth place, 2%, My Hero, Black Clover, Dr. Stone era. Third place with 5%, the right now era with Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man. Coming in at number 2, which I was shocked. I'm going to be honest with you. Not that I necessarily anticipated what would be the answer, but I was a little taken back by coming in at number 2 with 21% of the votes was the 90s. The 90s of Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, all of those classic anime. Out of 32,000 votes, only 21% voted for Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Kenshin, the 90s. 6,500 to 7,000, more or less, voted on Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Rurouni Kenshin. Number 1, with 72% of the votes, is the 2000s. The Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach Big 3 era. Out of 32,000 votes is a lot, bro. That's a lot of votes. And 72% said that the 2000s. And I'm gonna be straight up here. I'm gonna be totally honest. I personally feel that that's nostalgia. Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach was a golden era. While that, I would say my favorite era might be that. Sure, I've had so many incredible memories, you know, waking up at 5 a.m. to read that Madara just dropped a meteor on Inoki's head and shit. I had insane memories of waking up and, oh God, the new episode of the 5 Kage Summon is going down. That was an era that cannot be duplicated, replicated. It is just, it was an era. But the best shonen anime? I don't know. That's tough because there's a lot of things that you could put into best. And what are you looking at best? Like, aesthetically, yo, all 3 of these have filler. So aesthetic wise, in terms of like, yo, dog, they're filled with filler. Likewise with the 90s anime, the 2010s and the right now didn't have or don't have filler. So that puts them a notch above all of those to begin with. The fact that, yo, dog, you don't got to waste time with, you know, Naruto and Sasuke chasing an ostrich. Remember the ostrich fillers and whatnot? You don't got a lot of that. Some might argue, but, yo, those are the funny ones that humanize the characters. Like, there's some benefits to filler. Like, we can shit on filler all day, but in reality, it's something that helps you to bond further with these characters. It's the reason why people are still talking about the Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach eras, because there is so much to watch. You spend so much time with these characters that you fall in love with these characters. You grow fond, you grow bonds, all of that stuff with fictitious characters because you're with them for so long. That's a lot of time, yo. What is it? Shippuden was 500 episodes. Original Naruto's 220 episodes. Boruto's 293 episodes. You combine all of that, and you're in this ninja village. You are literally for 1,013 episodes in the Naruto world, in the ninja universe and whatnot. You're gonna grow fond of them. You're gonna grow, you're gonna fall in love with this world, bro. That's a lot of time to be somewhere where you're, to a certain degree, in escapism from your own life and shit like that. That's a lot. One Piece isn't really saturated with filler, thankfully, but it does have filler. And Bleach, yo, there's a lot of filler, bro. And some of that filler, like the Zanpakuto Rebellion, was kind of cool. The Muramasa filler, Bout filler, one of the worst filler arcs in anime history. And so again, how can you give like fair judgment when there's a lot of that stuff in there? Not to mention, because of the weekly releases of these, aesthetically, sometimes the episodes would look bad. Like, there's no denying that there are some Naruto episodes that's like, god damn, bro, what the hell? Likewise with Boruto, the infamous crying and shit like that. That's because weekly they have such a short window of time to work on these things. So realistically, the 2000s, while we feel so fond of them, while we love and cherish them, such a great era, such a fun run, ultimately I wouldn't say that they were perfect. And the era before them, there was a lot of other problems. Like Rurouni Kenshin, for example, it ended in a filler arc. It literally doesn't, like, the Rurouni Kenshin anime doesn't adapt all of the manga, which is why they're remaking it right now, because the final arc never got adapted. It ended, like, there's 2 seasons, and then the 3rd season is like, I don't know, 30 episodes of filler or some shit like that. That's bad. That's horrible. Yu Yu Hakusho is an anomaly. Yu Yu Hakusho is an anomaly where the anime ending is better than the manga ending. It's a classic, and I'm also a Hakusho fanboy, so I'm biased. But even I can admit that that's not great, that the ending and the last arc, because of the source material, also rushes things and whatnot. And just in general, it's kind of a victim to the times to a certain degree as well. And Dragon Ball Z, come on, bro. Like, episode upon episode of, like, imagine you came to my streams, right? Every day you come to my stream, and like, yo, it's a 3-hour stream, but throughout the stream, every 5 to 10 minutes for about 20 minutes, I just start going, and like a monologue plays over my head of like, this is the thoughts that I'm thinking. You'll be like, yo, what the fuck? I ain't watching this dude screaming with monologues on his mind. And that was literally a good chunk of Dragon Ball Z. Krillin, how are we gonna do these things? Well, I don't know, Piccolo. Krillin, we gotta figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Again, a victim of that weekly grind that was very much so prevalent of the 90s. So you can't really give it to the 90s either. 2010s, honestly, it just felt like, and this is more so like later 2010s, because a lot of the Big 3 era was still technically running into the 2010s and whatnot. But like the My Hero, Black Clover, and Dr. Stone and whatnot, it just felt like a lot of it was trying to pick up the pieces of what the last generation left behind. Like, I've said this before and I'll say it again. My Hero Academia and Black Clover is literally taking Naruto and cutting it in half. To put it into political stance, My Hero Academia is left wing, Black Clover is right wing. That's how I've always looked at it. If you look at it very carefully, that's literally like, yo, as much as I fuck with Black Clover, there's a certain thing about Black Clover that I'm not fond of like, there's no black people in Black Clover. Where the fuck are the people of color? Where are the black people in Black Clover? While My Hero Academia, they'll give you a little bit of, you get some black characters, you get some very flamboyant, arguably, yo, homie, you know what I'm saying? It inspires a lot of the Bakugo and Deku crossover love shit or whatnot. So it gives you all of that stuff from the left side of things. It's literally, while Naruto, it kind of had it all. You could feel a level of escapism. You could feel all of that jazz of big epic battles, but then also you're going to have the Cloud Village, Killer Bee, you know, black characters. You did have the Fujoshis that for whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, Naruto and Sasuke at times, it definitely was a little sus or whatnot. So Naruto had all of that. My Hero took a piece, Black Clover took a piece, and we see clearly at the very least, because of the way things are right now, My Hero won. The left won in that circumstance. But in general, it didn't really, like, nobody will tell you as of 2023 that My Hero, well, not nobody, because the newer kids or whatnot, but anybody that's seen Naruto and seen My Hero and Black Clover, chances are you will say that Naruto is better than both, because it did certain aspects that each of them do just better, and it did it first, and it inspired those acts or whatnot. So you look at that. Dr. Stone, I've always enjoyed Dr. Stone, but at the same time, all right, I'm gonna say a hot take, and y'all ready for this? I'm gonna preface this with saying that I've watched 2 seasons of Dr. Stone, and I would tell you on one side of things that I like Dr. Stone. I like the informational aspects of it. I like learning. The learning aspect is cool, but at the same time, there's a big part of me that will straight up tell you in private, and now I'm going to tell you publicly, because it is what it is, that a big part of Dr. Stone is mad boring. Dr. Stone has parts of it that is boring as hell, dog. Just teach me about how to make a CD and get all that other shit out of here that y'all not even focusing in on. And again, that's, you know, these are the aspects of the 2010s of trying to, how do we outdo the last generation that is so beloved? That's what I feel like Black Clover, My Hero, and everything from that generation was trying to do. You had the outliers, like the Promised Neverland, that tried to do different things, and, well, we'll see what happened with the Promised Neverland. The one season of it that there was, you know, there was only one season of the Promised Neverland. There's not 2. There's only 1. Yeah. So the 2010s was just like searching for identity and living in the shadows of the 2000s, if I'm being honest with you. And then that leaves us with this generation, that the right now era, as far as best, whether it be from aesthetic-wise, art and animation, whether it be from the lack of filler, whether it be from just everything all around, this era technically would be the best era of shonen anime. Now, as far as comparing story, like, look at what I'm telling you right now. The right now era of the big dogs of this era is Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Chainsaw Man. A whole bunch of demonic shit, bro. Like, yo, let's be real. Demon Slayer, you're fighting against some really wicked demons. Jujutsu Kaisen, some very bad hombres, bro. I don't think Sukuna's a nice dude. And Chainsaw Man is just like, pull your dick out. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what we have in this era. So by no means am I gonna say that, because it's way more wholesome and way more learning and all that jazz of Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach era, or even the 90s era, or even the 2010s era. I'm not a fan of all this demonic shit that is being implemented into anime right now. I want to be very clear about that. It's not that I'm like, yeah, demons, nothing like that. It's more so just a total package or whatnot. Because if you gave, like, if you take Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, and you swap them out, and you bring them to this era, and you give them those seasonal treatments, and you take out the filler, well, one, I don't know if we feel the same way about them, because again, back when you didn't even know what filler were, chances are you was probably having a good time. Like, back when I didn't know what filler was, I was enjoying Dragon Ball Z, Goku flying down Snake Way with all the dumb shit. Like, I didn't know it was filler. I'm just happy to watch Dragon Ball Z. But Naruto with a Demon Slayer, like, let's just say, no holds bar, ufotable, not thinking about anything other than making the best anime possible and giving that to Naruto, we literally, like, I would take that. Like, if I could swap the anime titles from the 2000s with right now, I would. Because there's a lot of beautiful lessons in there of, you know, whether it be Shonen Jump's effort, victory, friendship, whatever the case may be, there's a lot of greatness that you can obtain from that. So it's a difficult thing to say, but in terms of just aesthetically, in terms of the package or whatnot, I'd say right now it's the best one. We don't got fillers, whatnot. It's just a shame that the right now era has a lot of demonic shit in it. And we love all these anime. I'm not saying I don't, but they're all demonic as those 3 pillars of this new gen.
Thought it would have been, wish it would have been. Acting like I'm fine is getting harder to pretend. I said, thought you would have been, wish you would have been. Maybe I was wrong, it was me all along.